Mike Hammett for SWOSUathletics.com talking today with Offensive Coordinator Tyler Hennes and working with those wide receivers as well. So start off with this offense. Your 4 practices in now. What kind of growth have you seen from spring practice and then even so far this fall in this group?
You know, the guys who were here in the spring and all summer, you can definitely see the progress that we've made since the last practice of spring all the way up until, you know, there wasn't like that summer lull where you have 2 months off and then they got to relearn it all. There wasn't any of that break. So, like, you know, all the other coaches have been interviewing. We started practice 16 day 1, and it's continued to progress with the older guys. And then you see it with the younger guys. They're lining up fine now. They're still now, it's a little bit slower on what do I got to do. And then when they figure that out, now how am I going to use, you know, analyze the defense. Okay, this is how I'm going to run my route. Or in quarterback, same way. They're just learning it one step at a time. And we're getting there. It's just going to take some time. So,
with the new guys coming in that are learning this, how much of it is being in the classroom? How much of it is just paying attention when it's not your rep and seeing what your guy's doing?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is getting mental reps when you're not in. You know, you have a lot of kids out here. We need to have a lot of depth. So, you know, whether we have, I don't know, 45 team reps, you know, there's only going to be so many for the Z receiver. So, you know, you might only get 3 or 4, but the other 36, you better be watching and learning what you're supposed to be doing. So we talk about that quite a bit. And then obviously the classroom is very important. But, you know, whether it be visual learner or listening to me talk or drawing it on the board or actually them walking through it, we got to hit on all those types of learning styles. So we do a good job of that in the classroom, and then definitely getting out here in the field is the most important, though.
This wide receiver group, you have a couple of guys in JR Omigie and Jared Rayburn, too, that are kind of looked at as those leaders. What have you seen from those guys, and how can they be leaders for this team?
Through a lot of experience. I mean, Rayburn's old, so he's got a lot of experience, not just football, but he's stepped away from the game and realized what real life is a little bit and just came back on the football field. And he can relate a little bit to some of the things I'm saying. You know, a lot of it's hypothetical for these kids who are younger, but he can relate to it literally. So, and then JR, a lot of kids respect him. So when he says something, they listen. So having those 2 guys in the room, and there's a lot of other ones too. I mean, the group that I have is really impressive, talently, and then just, I don't know if that's a word, talently, but as far as a group, it's great. I enjoy being around them, and they do a good job of holding each other accountable.
3 weeks away from that opener with Arkansas Monticello, what do you need to see between now and when you're out here 3 weeks from tonight?
Consistency right now. I mean, across the board, whether it be just snap, cadence, execution, and then the final thing would be making plays. You know, we got guys that are going the right direction, and we're right there on an out route, but we're just not good enough throw or it's on the fingertips, and we got to find a way to catch it. And then same with pass protection. We're right there. We got everybody covered up, and we got the right assignments. Now it's just winning that one-on-one battle everywhere. So it's not 10 on 11. We're executing consistently. So that's the biggest thing we got to see before Monticello.
Offensive Coordinator Tyler Hennes. Talking with senior wide receiver JR Omigie, and here we are, senior year. You've been around this program for a while, so what's it mean to be a senior and be a leader in this program?
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Time flies, and I got to get after it right now. It's my last year, so I'm trying to go out with a bang.
To lead this wide receiver group, I mean, you've got yourself, Jared Rayburn, you've got a collection of guys that have some experience. How does this group mesh together? How are you guys coming together so far?
Really, we just do a lot of meetings. We meet up together. We talk to each other day and night. We're in a group chat. Like, we just communicate, build that team bond, and everything just smoothly goes by.
Looking at the quarterback situation, too, where you have a couple guys you've worked with, I mean, with Casey Freeman and even Tyler Marr back there, does that help you guys, even though you're learning a new system, does it help that, you know, you have some experience with those guys?
Yeah, and also we're learning and they're learning, too, so if we're all learning at the same pace, it picks it up faster and everything moves great.
You get the shells on, and you've been going with that now for 2 practices. So just how good does it feel to get into that? And I know the pads are coming, but just how good does it feel to be back and getting where you can pop a little bit?
Man, it hurts, but you got to move past that. It's all in the head. So, you know, you've been doing this for so long, and when you grow up doing it, it's just like second nature to you.
You have 3 weeks here from today until game number 1 with Arkansas Monticello. What do you need to see happen for yourself and for this group to be ready to go?
Really, like, we're putting everything together. We just got to execute now, really.
And finally, that defense, you're going against these DBs, and I know that's a group where there was a lot of injuries a year ago. Some of those guys are back. There's some newcomers. What are you seeing from those guys?
There's actually a lot of newcomers, so they really getting after it. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Very good. JR Omigie, senior wide receiver for the SWOSU Bulldogs.